Washington he lives on. But I know that that's another area that they had like a little bit of power, a little tiny seat, but they weren't allowed much say at the council. But they were allowed more than the people over in Southwest Whittier were. And so their vote got diluted also.
Well, that's what's going on as far as right now. They can't, as bad as they want to, they can't tamper with this election. However, they are still making efforts to tamper with this election. Again, by making a church a voting station. Can't do that. I would urge the people in, see, that's what they don't want. The people in Whittier to know. Whittier, we're in another unique position. We have over 80,000 people. That means we have more petition power than any of the surrounding cities. Meaning, if we want a petition for this this local administration to do what the will of the people, we have enough people to do it. But they want to keep people in the dark about that. I would just encourage everybody to read the Constitution because this is our weapon. Now, here's the thing. Even in the California Constitution, they say, concede to a Republican form of government. But it's in their Constitution.
Our Constitution in the state of California is the longest, most convoluted document in the entire American history.
But
and how many people do you think have actually read the state Constitution?
But they agreed to be ran under a Republican form of government. So, because in the Constitution itself, think about it when we do the Pledge of Allegiance to the Republic. If you're giving the Pledge of Allegiance to a republic, that makes you a Republican, for which it stands. It says it in the Constitution. The United States is ran under a Republican form of government. Anything outside of that could be considered treason. So, California, I apologize for it, but California itself agreed to be ran under a Republican form of government. And now you have what they call Democrats and their democracy, which, democracy just means mob rule. And mob ain't a large, mob is the controlling interest. And you will not find the word, and I'm willing to put money out, I'll put a bet, $100 bet, you cannot find the word Democrat or democracy in the Constitution. Nowhere.
Founders are actually against it because they thought it would lead to mob rule.
So,
and you know what? They had a point because look at the history of our country and what has majority rule done. I mean, we can talk about slavery. That was majority rule. We can talk about the Japanese internment camps. That was majority rule.
And it was the Republican Party that actually ended it.
That's true. That's true. And it was the Democrats that were supporting majority rule. They're still supporting majority rule, and they're saying, "Oh no, it was a state thing. It was the states that were doing all that." No, it wasn't just the states. It was the majority. The popular majority was the one that had all these negative things going on that we're dealing with today. We're still dealing with the repercussions as far as race relations. We're still struggling with that.
Here's a fun fact.
And that's the problem with majority rule because that was caused by majority rule.
I know this might shock some of your listeners, but I'm just want you to really go and research this. The Democratic Party is the party that started the Ku Klux Klan. The Democratic Party is the party that started segregation.
You would be amazed.
The Democratic Party is the party that started Planned Parenting.
That's true. And you would be amazed that the things they teach in the schools these days, you talk to some of these kids, it's like, you tell them that, they'll say you're lying.
Yeah. Well, it's like, no,
they'll call you all kinds of names.
It's written history. See, that's what they're trying to hide from our children, trying to hide from the community, trying to hide from the people of this country, is that they're supporting a party that is actually, if you want to call it, is anti-government. Because it's not a Republican form of government. They want democracy, to where the small rule, a small amount. I got the money, so I'll make all the rules. So that's
Sometimes
what they
I
don't
wonder
want.
if they want a government at all. But yet they have some government to keep law and order to protect people's rights. I mean, that's the only reason government exists.
And this goes the same for local communities. This is why we need a larger police department, because they have put us in harm's way, not only of the federal administration. What protection do we have from the gangs and the cartels?
Exactly. If we go to majority rule, guess who takes over? The gangs take over.
Yeah.
The cartels take over.
So
That's what majority rule means.
well, and it's still a democratic part of their majority is intimidation, because the violence on this planet still only makes up 1% of the human population. They push it a lot. So it's still mob rule. The foreign interest that's really here is we are sister cities with a province in China called Shangshu, about 6,500 miles away. They went bankrupt over 2 years ago. How could you be sister cities with the Chinese and the Americans are in a trade war with the Chinese right now? That doesn't make sense. So you're going against the federal administration and still gonna do business with these people, knowing that we're in a trade war. That's what I don't like about this administration here. They are ready to hand the reins over to foreign interests, and I question their loyalty to this country. I do. I've questioned it before.
Well, doesn't it come down to incentive? Because, I mean, if you look, we were talking about outside money coming into the elections, and I'm looking at someone say Jessica Martinez and Andrew Rubel, the two candidates that are running in District 1. They would be great. All three of them would be great candidates. But let me finish. And you got the Democratic Party coming in, and already making up their minds to endorse one candidate over those two. And to me, doesn't that give those two candidates, if they're not going to get the support have a chance to get support, doesn't that give them incentive to like accept outside contributions or outside influences?
Outside influence.
And the other thing is on that is talking about the incentive, is the whole thing about, and this gets into the idea of low voter turnout, because what we're getting is that based on the data that we have, we're predicting low voter turnout, especially in District 1. And I've been asking the other candidates, and I want to ask you, how are you going to address the low voter turnout? Because people are thinking that all this stuff is happening, why should I vote?
No, they should.
How would you address that? How would you encourage them to come out and vote and send their ballot in?
Because I have faith. That's the good thing about the people in this community. This community was founded on common sense, practical application. And these people have had enough. I believe voter turnout will be good because I have faith in the American people.
Do you believe in them?
Yes, I believe 100% in the American people that they will turn out in high numbers, because it's time for a change. It's time to stop this madness. Now, this is what I really want to say, because this is something anybody watching can vet. Remember, there was $300 million that showed up in 2018. All of a sudden, 2019, that $300 million was gone. Now, they said it was federal money, the federal administration taking it back. That was a lie. It was actually the governor taking it back. Now, guess where the money came from? Chinese nationals. This administration took $300 million of Chinese national money to have influence over American affairs. That's against the Constitution. That's treacherous. That's traitorous.
I'm going to have to cut it there, and this is the end of part 2 of our interview.